Hello, DarrenDaily community. Darren Hardy here, and welcome to my home office here in San Diego, my very quarantined and isolated home office here. As you know, on DarrenDaily, we are doing a special 5-part mini-series called Spring Clean Your Life and Business. And what a perfect time for this special series, of course, because it's the beginning of spring, but also because we have this awesome opportunity for isolation, to ponder, to do some introspection, to look into our lives, look into our businesses, and see where we might spruce some things up, where we might prune some things, where we might reallocate our time, energy, attention, and priority so that we can prepare ourselves for a comeback coming out of this crisis. Are you with me there? Okay, so now today was episode 1, and most of the questions that came up after the episode had to go around the idea of how do we empower this idea of having radical candor on our A team? Well, first off, let me tell you kind of where this idea came from. First of all, the term radical candor comes off of a book, as you know, written by Kim Scott. But I have been trying to encourage my team to speak up, to use their voice, to be more aggressive, to rumble, to mix it up. And so one time, Brenda, who's obviously one of our beloved A team members, was just telling us a story about her eldest daughter, who is on a soccer team. And she was playing timid. And as a result of it, was costing her team victory. And she asked her daughter, why she was playing so timidly, because none of the things that she said was encouraging her to play more aggressively. And she said that she was afraid to get a yellow card, that she didn't want to get in trouble. And so Brenda said, no, I want you to get a yellow card. That's a good thing. If you get a yellow card, that means that you are trying, you are being aggressive, you are doing everything you can to win for your team. So that became a metaphor of getting one of these beloved yellow cards. And our team, this is a new trophy, and I write on who is a victor and what it is for on the back, and they hang these up on their office wall because this means that they're playing full out. This means that they're fighting for victory, and they're playing their very best game for their team. So now, a couple of questions that came up on this is, let me see if I can pull the questions. All right. One of the questions came from Jim Carroll, and he wrote in and said, how do you balance radical candor with the psychological safety that we also hear is necessary for high-performing teams? Okay, so first off now, straight to it, we don't attack people. We attack ideas. Very big difference between attacking somebody personally or attacking an idea. You see, you want to attack principles, but not pride. You want to attack a debate, but not an identity. It's really important that you understand the distinction between those two. And in conversations, if somebody attacks a person, we will call them out on that. That's not okay. But we do want them to attack ideas. You see, if you believe in something, I want you to state your opinion, and I want you to defend it vigorously, right? Present passionately, defend vigorously. And if you believe in something, even if you're getting pushback on it, you're getting vigorous debate on it, I want you to fight for it with everything that you have if you believe in it. Now, once you might be convinced intellectually otherwise, great, we're going to then submit and commit to it. But until we have gotten to the better idea, until we have vetted it out, aggressively analyzed it from all points, and everybody stood their ground as vigorously as possible, then we can decide, and then we commit to it as a team. But it is attacking ideas, not people. My mentor Jim Rohn said, you want to be able to use love and hate in the same sentence, which means you say, I love you, but I hate what's going on here. I love you on this team, but I hate it when you show up late. You see, that's the ability to use love and hate in the same sentence, as well as the ability to separate person from behavior. Do you understand the difference? That's what you also want to do in debating ideas, or in brainstorming sessions, or in accountability sessions. You want to separate person from idea, person from behavior, person from idea. You want to separate the behavior from the identity. Okay. Next question comes from Alfred Mueller II. I like your idea of openly recognizing candid feedback, but I have a question about it. Candid is not the same as tactless or unprofessional. How do you establish clear guidelines as to the distinction? Okay, well, first off, it goes back to what we just talked about, where you attack the principle but not the person. You attack the idea but not the identity. And then let me just give you 3 points about how to communicate this rough and tumble conversation. 3 points. First off, what's your shared purpose together? Number 2, the fact, and then the impact. And then number 3, a question. So for instance, Okay, so we're trying to deliver the very best that we can for our clients, and we both want to be considered excellent in the eyes of the client. Is that right? So that you've got a shared purpose. And then second, it's like, okay, when you show up late to our member experience meeting, it communicates to the rest of the team that this is not important, that us trying our very best together as a team is not a priority for you, and that's not okay. Can you tell me what might be going on? What can I do to help support you better in this process of being on time and bringing your very best to every meeting? So that is restating the shared purpose, stating the fact, showing up late, the impact it has on the team, and then following up with a question. Can you tell me what's going on? Can you tell me what I can do to help you? And so forth. Okay, so it's not just a blunt object being hit across their head. You're showing up late and that's not okay. That's not the way you communicate these ideas. Restate the shared purpose, state the fact and impact, and then ask what might be going on that you can help with. All right. Last third question here is Diana Everett. It's more of a statement. She wrote, okay, you're a great leader. Very few people in leadership are in positions of leadership are great leaders. They are bosses who have no curiosity for or interest in the perspectives of their subordinates. They don't ask questions. They dictate, blame, bully with less than rank than them. They don't seek solutions or answers. Okay. Well, first off, I would just remind you that people will treat you as you allow them to treat you. You get in life what it is that you tolerate. Now, I've been in many different situations where somebody mistreated me, say in an open forum meeting. I've been in vendor client meetings. I have been in partnership meetings and so forth where somebody said something rude or digging to me. So one thing I don't do is to address it there in the public forum because I want to save that person's face and ego, right? You don't want to attack somebody's identity, and it's their position of power, it's their team, their meeting, what have you. But after the fact, I will go to them privately and say, hey, when you said X, that is not okay. I will not tolerate you talking to me like that. Do we understand each other? And right there, face to face, you have a very direct, candid conversation. And several times that this has happened, that person will continue to go on bullying other people, but they will not bully me any longer. It's just addressing it head on. And that is the reason why people will bully those that allow them to bully them. And they will have a very different behavior for somebody who says, that's not okay, and I won't tolerate that in this relationship. And that little headbutt will stop people in their tracks most of the time. Another way to address it is ask them if they want your opinion. Sometimes people don't want your opinion, and that's on them. But say, hey, send them an email. Hey, I have a couple of thoughts on the project that you were talking about. If you're interested in knowing what those are, let me know. So now when they say, yeah, I want to know what they are, they've just given you permission to speak your ideas. And second, that also makes them responsible for listening now. But if you just blurt your ideas all the time, you don't know what's going on in their self-defense mechanism and their ego aggrandization issues at the time, or you're going to just coil their defense mechanisms and so forth. So simple solution. Hey, I've got a few ideas on that. If you're interested in knowing what they are, let me know. I'd be happy to share them. Let them respond and say, yes, I want those. So just understand that humans are humans, and they're going through things, and they got things cycling through their head, and they got worries and anxieties and fears and protective masks on and so forth. We're all playing a little bit of this game of, emotional drama and all the rest of that. So you just want to figure out how to navigate that most appropriately. And usually I like to do it through asking questions rather than just coming out and attacking somebody. But everybody is moldable. Everybody can be influenced. It's just a matter of using the right tools. A great book on that is The 48 Laws of Power. And you'll learn all the ways in which you can subtly and elegantly lead people to in the direction that you want them to go when it comes to accepting your ideas or moving in one direction or the other. So with that, I hope I answered a couple of the questions that were hot from today's episode. Know that we got 4 more episodes to go. As you watch the episode, if you have questions, leave your questions in the comment box, and then maybe I'll pop on here and answer some of those directly after the episode on a day-over-day basis. Okay, that's it for now. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, on Darren Daily.